Going back a couple weeks, we were talking the NBA Cup, Cavs having a chance of winning the NBA Cup. What could the Browns do to actually outshine the Cavs? Fast start.
One more win. One more.
Well, they got the first part of it. They got the snow globe win against the Steelers. We've got one more here. Or Eric says we need to probably win out all of the other ones.
He's wrong. Right. One more.
So Steelers this weekend, it's been a rough go for Browns fans, Buckeye fans, but we'll get back on that horse. Eric, tough one this weekend, but can Jameis win the turnover battle?
That's going to be the only way they can win, and that's not really his modus operandi. So, yeah, the Browns are heading to a place that they rarely win, and they're a team that rarely wins. So I don't feel great about their chances on Sunday. Russell Wilson put up over 400 yards last week. Granted, the Bengals aren't one of the most vaunted defenses in the league. But on the other hand, Denver put up a lot of yards against the Browns last week, so I don't have a lot of faith that we can stop what the Steelers did last week. If you watched the stats, at least, I didn't watch the game, but Pickens and Freiermuth were heavily targeted, but also Jalen Warren and Najee Harris combined for 10 catches for over 100 yards receiving on top of their rushing attack. The defense just isn't what it is without JOK. And the linebacker corps, I think Momad Diabate made kind of a play. Outside of that, they've been underwhelming. The secondary hasn't been great. Grant Delpit's been less than ideal. So if they want to force turnovers, somebody's going to have to do it. And nobody's been really stepping up as of late. They also didn't sack Bo Nix last week, and Jameis Winston got sacked 3 times. That was kind of the inverse of what it was 2 weeks ago against the Steelers, so you're going to need a repeat performance of that to have any type of shot. If Russell Wilson has time to throw and Jameis Winston does not, then it's going to be another long Sunday afternoon after a Browns game. And I guess for offensively, maybe Jerry Jeudy listens to the podcast because I've been propping him up the last couple weeks, and he has been delivering. Granted, he's actually have a competent quarterback at play, but we don't need to discuss that. With Cedric Tillman missing games due to his concussion, I would assume he'll miss this one. Somebody had to be the number one guy. Jerry Jeudy's taken that role from Elijah Moore with ease. Moore did actually have a decent output game, but Judy's the one that's been, targeted and been excelling on the field. So was last week a motivation game, or is he finally reaching his potential as a first-round pick? Hoping the latter, but, hopefully we'll see. We're going to have to see multiple outputs of at least 100 yards. I don't expect 200-plus yards as it was this past week, but he's going to have to be the guy to be relied upon and not, up and down every other game. And then, last thing I'll say is the rumors are true. Ken Dorsey offense does not rely on the running game, and it was apparent. Even a little bit of running game last week would have helped win the game. However, that is not what this Browns offense does. That is not what Ken Dorsey is.
I hate this so much. I hate every second of this. Send it back to me.
So, yes, what I'll just say is they need to have some semblance of running game, whether that's just punch it in the end zone or a nice run or two. But a lot of things have to go right for the Browns on Sunday.
Drew.
497 yards passing. When you factor in the interception yardage, the most yardage in NFL history, Jameis Winston, Cleveland Browns. We're going up against a team that has not beaten the Browns in 447 days. This team isn't good. They're the worst 9-3 team in the history of professional football, and the Browns are about to expose them, just like they did in the last game. This team isn't half as good as their record would indicate. They can't throw the ball. They have been living on smoke and mirrors and just miracle crap to George Pickens. And the Browns exposed them on Thursday night, and they're about to expose them again. This team isn't good. They are somehow, some way manifesting an utterly unsustainable 9-3 record. And the Browns bodied them when they played in the snow, and they will body them again when they play in Pittsburgh. It will be almost 700 days since the Steelers have last beaten the Browns when they play again in 2025. This team isn't good. They're not good. That like I don't know how else to say it. They rely on one guy to generate the entirety of their defensive pressure, and when you block him, there is no answer. The other guy on the other side is either injured or not good. Their cornerbacks are either injured or not good, and their safeties are either injured or committing pass interference penalties, and that's the better side of the ball. They can't run it. They have a hard time throwing it. And I understand I'm hating on a team that just put up about 1,000 points and have lost one game since Russell Wilson became the starting quarterback. But that's sort of where I'm at. Russell Wilson is their starting quarterback. He was good 10 years ago. So long as you can defend the deep ball, which is very debatable if the Browns can do it, but if they can defend that ball, there is no other answer from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I am so sick and tired of people pretending this team is way above where they actually are. We saw it happen in Cleveland. We're going to see it again. This Browns team is going to come ready to play, and they're going to beat the Steelers outright in Pittsburgh. And I'm telling you this not because I'm a huge fan of the Browns, right? Like I am, if anything, a Browns hater. I just genuinely have zero faith in the current manifestation of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have been awful in December and January for the last 10 years, and they will continue to be awful in December and January. And if this team makes the playoffs, which they might manage to limp their way in, they will be one and done, just like they've always been. Hi, Steelers fans. Hi, YouTube. Good to see you again.
It's going to be TJ Watt against Myles Garrett. We will see who is going to stake their claim as the defensive player of the year. It is going to be a lot of focus on both teams. Hard Knocks was released yesterday, and it's certainly going to be the focus of this upcoming episode. The one beautiful thing that I saw in the first episode of Hard Knocks, as Browns fans, we've seen this long history of all the crap that we've dealt with, and we won't even talk about those. But the Steelers-Browns rivalry has some of these big hits against the Browns, and Browns have had some of theirs as well. Suplexing Terry Bradshaw on his neck. But there's some new addendums to this rivalry. The one beautiful thing that I saw on HBO that has got to eat at Steelers fans, the Ben Roethlisberger tear at the end of the playoffs.
Make you cry your own tears, you losers. You haven't been good since then. You won't be good this year either. Go ahead and cry.
The snow globe game, awesome win for the Browns, and to see Myles play real strong there. This will be another, everyone's going to be looking at the Browns. HBO will be documenting this game. Kevin Stefanski put it in Hard Knocks. This is their own version of the playoffs with a lot of the top teams that the Browns are going to have to face. The playoffs aren't in our future, but pride is on the line. Everyone's going to be watching. Let's go Browns.
Have fun crying to a 3-19. Go ahead and cry again, losers.